I am the most likely culprit, but I am not the one that's introducing this story today. No, today's Not So Critical update.
I feel like Mike's hugging all the intros. What do you think, guys? Comment in the boxes below. This is I've got to actually do the introduction, but I quite like the bit where you kind of go, "Hey, here's Mike with something dumb." So this is a story about the
Dumb.
dumb. Yeah, sorry, mate. Usually is though, isn't it? For you, anyway. This is a story about the Great Resignation, and my instant thought was, this isn't really tech related, but it is. Totally is. There's so many different things about the Great Resignation where millions of people have decided that they're fed up with their jobs and they're quitting. They're not taking no shit anymore from the man, so they're going to go find another man to take shit from.
Work for.
Who's
for
better,
more money.
For more money, better conditions, remote working. I think COVID has like pushed this through, and people are getting their home. Can you widescreen me for a second?
Let's see if I can do that. There we go.
Their home networks set up with fancy mics and fancy cameras.
He just wanted to brag about his new microphone.
I do. I totally. Well, you guys have kind of converted me. Honestly,
yes,
I don't know if I've said this on the show before, but when we started this, Mike would he still does spend about 20 minutes plugging in and replugging in all his different devices, and I would sit there going, "Oh, you're an idiot! What's all this overcomplicated nonsense?" And now that is my life. I have so many. My desk is covered in cables. I've got this fancy microphone with a little blue light that I have to keep quite close to because apparently there's echoes if I move too far away. I've been told.
Because you're a professional.
You are a professional.
Look it up in a
book.
Here's
the thing. Here's the thing.
AV Club.
So does everybody else. It cost me not very much money to get this, and it's really good. Yeah. It's good shit. But everybody else is getting it as well, because we spend so much time at home. And it means it gives us so much more flexibility. And
nice transition. Way to bring that back around.
Yeah, I like that.
Well, I had a point
well done,
when I started.
I forgot about it. I'm glad you remembered.
What subject are we even on?
What are you talking about?
We got new hires, right, starting at our company. And the biggest challenge, the most common thing... give it a second there, Jeff.
Mike just broke me with that line. I don't know why.
Take a minute. We can edit this out. This is take it out in post production.
Oh, so funny.
The biggest common challenge I have is getting people to shift their mindsets to it doesn't really matter when you do your work as long as you get it done. We don't have to be in 9 to 5. We don't have to. It doesn't.
I had an old boss who that was their mentality. They said, I don't give a shit, verbatim, I don't give a shit what you do. And when you do it, get your work done. Wow.
It's just so hard.
Mind-blowing.
We've like everybody, the majority of people have like worked most of their lives with this mentality of you have to be in the office, you have to be there on time, and if you really think about it, and why? Yeah. If it's more convenient for you to do it a couple hours later, if you're gonna get your shit done, who cares when you do it?
Yeah, I think that's one of the big lies that was exposed by the pandemic is all these companies saying, everybody has to be in the office, you can't work from home, you've got to be in the office, and all of a sudden, everybody figured out how to let their employees work from home. And it turns out like, this was actually possible all along. We just didn't want to do it. And so I think you're right that part of the Great Resignation is people realizing, I don't want to go back to an office and making that choice not to because they can find another job online. However, there's also a big segment of people who, like the service industry, for example, who are not going back for a couple of reasons. Of course, going back to the article that we started with, one is a lot of these, so we talked about healthcare, we've talked about service industries. These people have just been hammered over a very long time, but especially the last couple of years. An unintended consequence, I guess, of the pandemic is everybody feels more agitated. And guess who they're taking that out on? these service workers who now are saying, this shit paying job was bad enough as it was. Now I'm just not going to do it. There are fears of COVID specifically, and then childcare. Getting childcare as you have to go back into the office is not easy.
I found it remarkable. I know that this was the case in the UK. Not that I was actually in the UK at the time, but all this total segment of the workforce were classified as key workers, like essential to the running of society as we know it, which includes supermarket workers and healthcare professionals and all these people who are not getting paid very much. So they're all like, oh my God, we've got to keep these people going, and let's clap for the NHS, and hey, thanks, you're doing such a great job, and the supermarket guys, you're really keeping us going. They didn't get none of them got fucking raises. The NHS is still being sold off to America, thank you, and it's God, it's terrible. Now it's all back to normal, and they're just kind of being shit on again.
All back to normal. Everything's fine.
Well, I mean, they're being shit on again. So, that's
true.
Yeah, and people are treating them like crap. So,
well, I mean, it's the same as like I feel a little jaded about the thank you for your service thing as a veteran. It feels like something you say to virtue signal how patriotic you are, but when it comes time to actually do something patriotic, you're not interested. Standing up for freedom of speech, all that.
You'd rather people just went, well, fuck you for your service.
I'd rather they acted like they actually appreciated it by living up to those values, not having a token statement of appreciation and then going back to complaining about freedom of speech when people actually exercise it and all that nonsense. At any rate, total tangent.
It's all right, Mike. You got to have your time.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Do you think that what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
Hot take on what's going to happen.
All right, give us your hot take.
Okay. Here's the take. Here's the slice. Okay. Here's the cheese.
Okay. Coming at you from DJ Jazzy J. Cohizzle with his smooth beats.
Wow, you have transformed. Your voice has become just magic to listen to.
My home studio.
I could wake up to your radio station every morning. First thing I put on.
Which, if anybody is interested, is available for a small charge. Please check the description at the bottom of the video.
Okay. All right. Okay. Here it is. Here's my prediction. I think that the Great Resignation will only accelerate the removal of the manual workforce, aka the human factor, from industries that like whole industries. Grocery chains are going to slim down to a point where you will have 23 people. Fast food will be one person will manage a fleet of whatever you want to call them, bots, automatics, whatever you want to refer to them as. We're going to see, because again, and I've made this argument before when we talked about the Great Resignation. If I'm a business owner and I just cannot get people to come back to work, one, instantly cynical. I'm going to say they're lazy.
Get a robot.
Screw this resignation. Then a startup approaches me and says, hey, you don't need a person. Give us $60,000 and we'll maintain this guy for 10 years. That's all it's going to cost you. 60 grand. Okay. And when it breaks, we will give you a new one. When it needs servicing, we will come down and fix it. And all you have to do is just be here.
It's just sit here,
sit on this chair.
Well, so here's
it's already happening.
It is happening. I have a little bit of a Taco Bell addiction. Love Taco Bell.
Relatable.
But there's
relatable.
So one thing that restaurants, fast food restaurants learned during the pandemic is you don't have to have a lobby. You just have to have a drive-through, which cuts down staff. Big emphasis on online ordering. And even if you go in, a lot of time now there's a kiosk that cuts down on staff, all to John's point. So I think it is going to move in that direction. I think it's obvious. Why would you hire employees if you could buy a machine, right? That's how businesses work.
Insurance, health insurance,
100%.
Thing of the past.
It's not a business's job to hire people. They have to hire people in order to do what they need to do. If they don't have to hire people, that saves a tremendous amount of expense. However,
Controversial.
that significantly changes the model of what survival and working for a living looks like in the country, because now we're in a situation where we don't need the labor, but the only way people have to support themselves is to sell their labor. So we'll have to shift to, I don't know, UBI, for example, universal basic
That's
income.
one example.
Something. And so I guess what I'm saying is that it's going to be a painful transition, but I hope the pandemic kind of kickstarts it.
All right. I kind of agree, although that's such a big subject. And I don't want to end it there, but I know that we've been going for quite a while already. So
Yeah, it's a good place to end it. The world's going to end. Good luck.